Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. A few days ago, Red Bull's advisor, Helmut Marko, made some rather harsh remarks about Brazilian driver Gabriel Bortoleto. While analyzing his career so far, Marko dismissed him as merely a B-level driver, implying that his Formula 3 and Formula 2 titles were more about luck than actual skill. He also claimed that Bortoleto lacks the raw speed needed to make a lasting impact in Formula 1. Marko didn't stop there. He went on to rank almost every other rookie above Bortoleto, including Isack Hadjar, a Red Bull-backed driver who was defeated by Bortoleto in last year's Formula 2 championship. This sparked immediate debate among fans and analysts, with many questioning whether Marko's statements were objective or simply biased toward his own Red Bull Academy drivers. Now, I want to hear your thoughts. Do Marko's comments have any merit, or was he being overly critical? How do you evaluate the rookies on the 2025 grid? Which ones have the most potential? And who do you think might struggle? Drop your opinions in the comments. While you're here, make sure you're subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on. That way, you won't miss any updates during this exciting 2025 season. And if you enjoy in-depth discussions like this one, leave a like to support our work. With the first race of the season in Australia just days away, it was inevitable that Bortoleto would be asked about Marko's comments during media interviews. His response: confident, direct, and unshaken. "I don't care," Bortoleto said with a smile. "I saw what he said, and honestly, I love challenges." Helmut Marko has brought a lot of great drivers to Formula One, but he's also made some big mistakes. You look at his history, and you see he's gotten it right sometimes, but he's also gotten it wrong. I just hope that over time, I can prove him wrong. But honestly, there's nothing I can say right now that will change his mind. Only results on the track will. And I'm confident that I will prove him wrong. Hopefully, when that happens, he'll admit it. But Bortoleto didn't stop there. He pointed out an undeniable fact. He won both the Formula 3 and Formula 2 championships while competing against Red Bull-backed drivers. This completely contradicts Marko's suggestion that his success was purely luck-based. If anything, it proves that Bortoleto beat some of Red Bull's own top prospects on his way to F1. Still, rather than getting caught up in public debates, Bortoleto is choosing to focus on what matters most: his performance on the track. His priority now is delivering strong results in the opening rounds of the season, letting his driving do the talking rather than engaging in war of words with critics. Now, the big question remains: what do you think of Bortoleto's response? Do you admire the way he handled Marko's criticism? Will he prove Marko wrong on track, or does he still have a lot to prove in F1? Let's discuss in the comments. One of the biggest storylines of the 2025 Formula One season is Ferrari's brand new driver pairing: Charles Leclerc and, for the first time ever, Lewis Hamilton. After spending over a decade with Mercedes, where he cemented his legacy as one of the sport's greatest drivers, Hamilton made the bold decision to join Ferrari, believing that the Italian team will give him the best chance to fight for another title in the coming years. Naturally, this decision has divided opinions. Some fans and analysts believe he made the right call, arguing that Mercedes has struggled in recent seasons and a fresh start at Ferrari could revitalize his championship aspirations. Others, however, feel that he should have stayed with Mercedes, where he had an established legacy and deep-rooted connections. And then there are those who think he should have retired, ending his career on a high rather than taking a risk with a new team. So what's your take on this? Did Hamilton make the right move? Should he have remained loyal to Mercedes? Or was retirement the smarter option? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Interestingly, Hamilton himself has been very vocal about his expectations for this new chapter. In a recent interview with Sky Sports, he made a bold claim that immediately sparked controversy across the Formula One community. According to Hamilton, Ferrari now has the strongest driver pairing Formula One has ever seen. This statement, unsurprisingly, ignited a heated debate across social media. Many fans and experts were quick to challenge his words, pointing to legendary driver duos from the past that could arguably be considered stronger. One of the most frequently mentioned examples is McLaren's late 1980s lineup featuring Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost, two of the most talented and fiercely competitive drivers in history. who engaged in one of the most intense rivalries the sport has ever witnessed. Another widely discussed comparison is McLaren's 2007 lineup, when a young Hamilton partnered with two-time world champion Fernando Alonso, leading to one of the most dramatic intra-team battles ever seen. Beyond McLaren's famous duos, fans also recalled Ferrari's dominant pairing of Michael Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello in the early 2000s, as well as Sebastian Vettel and Mark Webber at Red Bull during their championship-winning era. Given these iconic partnerships, many remain skeptical of Hamilton's claim that he and Leclerc formed the strongest duo in F1 history. However, there is also a case to be made in Hamilton's favor. Both he and Leclerc are regarded as two of the most skilled drivers of this generation, and together, they could create a formidable force on the grid. If Ferrari manages to provide them with a car capable of fighting at the front, this duo could become one of the most competitive in modern Formula One. That leads us to the ultimate question. Do you agree with Hamilton's statement? Is the Leclerc-Hamilton partnership truly the strongest driver lineup in Formula One history? Or is it too soon to make such a bold claim? Let's settle this debate. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Hey, my friends. Welcome back to another video here at GPM Casa. Today, we're diving into a crucial topic, the future of Max Verstappen. The 2025 season could be a defining one for the reigning champion, as his performance and the state of Red Bull may lead him to switch teams for the 2026 season. Before we get into all the details, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates during this thrilling season. And if you enjoy straight-to-the-point content without unnecessary fluff, drop a like to support our work. Now let's get to it. Speculation about Verstappen's future at Red Bull is nothing new. Ever since the start of last season, questions have been raised about whether he's truly happy within the team. His frustrations stem from a car that hasn't been as dominant, internal team conflicts, and significant departures within the organization. One of the biggest blows was the exit of Adrian Newey, the mastermind behind Red Bull's recent championship-winning cars. On top of that, there are concerns about Red Bull's engine development for 2026. Reports suggest that their new power unit is not progressing as planned, leading Verstappen to question whether Red Bull will remain competitive when the new regulations kick in. These uncertainties prompted him to explore talks with other teams last year, though he ultimately put those discussions on hold to focus on his season and assess the situation before making a final decision in 2025. This year, Verstappen will have a much clearer picture. He will be able to evaluate not only Red Bull's progress, but also the improvements of their main rivals. Mercedes and Aston Martin have been identified as the most serious contenders trying to lure Verstappen away, and some reports suggest that informal discussions have already taken place. Adding to the intrigue, Verstappen's father, Jos Verstappen, has been vocal about his doubts regarding Red Bull. He is one of the key figures against Max staying with the team long-term, and in a recent interview, he shed light on the current situation. According to Jos Verstappen, there are no formal negotiations or signed contracts at this moment, contradicting previous rumors. Some reports had claimed that Aston Martin had already secured a deal with Max, potentially worth billions, but Jos dismissed those as false. However, what's particularly revealing is that Jos Verstappen confirmed that they are waiting to see how this season unfolds. Right now, Max remains focused on Red Bull, but there is no denying that his patience has limits. If Red Bull fails to deliver a car capable of competing for championships, Verstappen could very well initiate talks for a move in the near future. So now the big question is, would leaving Red Bull be the right move for Verstappen? If he does decide to part ways, where should he go? Would Aston Martin be the best fit, especially with their promising partnership with Honda for 2026? Or should he opt for Mercedes, where he could lead the team into a new era? Could another surprise option emerge? Let us know what you think in the comments. Should Verstappen stay loyal to Red Bull, or is it time for him to explore new opportunities?